This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce for the Wayne S. Pierce Show. How you doing today? A little something before my show today at 4 p.m. Pacific. Just to let you know, this show is not on a regular schedule. So whenever I have something to say, usually I come on here and say it, or else put it on my Facebook page. So much going on, and today I'm going to talk about knee-jerk reactions. It seems to me there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of it. I'll talk about that when I get right back. Right back after this.
Tired of all the music shows on Spreaker? Too many sports shows? How about a show that matters? I recommend The Views Expressed Live. Reverend Wayne S. Pierce tells you what is really happening in the world. Well, stop listening to this and go listen to the show. The Views Expressed Live, 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific, on Spreaker.com.
For the best Southern, classic, and new rock, along with kicking country and R&B, check out Wildcat Radio for the Friday night party. The fun begins at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, with local, state, and national news from the Alabama News Network at the top and bottom of every hour. It's Wildcat Radio's Friday Night Party, a division of the Vulcan Internet Broadcast Company.
Come join Reverend Laura Clemens and me, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce, on The Unnamed Show, Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Show today is knee-jerk reactions. We all have them because we're visceral people. We have those reactions to certain things quickly without using our common sense or our ability to understand what is going on and what is being said. With that in mind, I kept thinking over and over, what is the one thing that we all have a reaction to? The thing that really that I hope I can use to drive home the point is this whole Second Amendment thing. First of all, the country is divided anywhere between 45% for gun control and 55% against gun control. This country is divided. This country has This country, as General Yamamoto from the Japanese Navy said, there's a person behind every blade of grass. That's why Japan never invaded us. And he's right. The one thing that we have to understand is we have a Second Amendment to own a weapon. Yeah, that means a semi-automatic or automatic weapon. Yes, that's what it means. Do I need an AR-15? Do I personally need an AK-47? No, I do not. And I am tired of these people with the lame excuses of, well, the Second Amendment is for hunting. Dude, pack your crap, go to Russia. Because you obviously want to take my guns away, and guess what? That ain't happening. And with this whole gun debate in Washington, D.C., Joe Biden, Vice President Biden said that he talked to the NRA, and the NRA, agrees on gun control. No, they don't. They agree on the Second Amendment, but they also agree on the fact that nutcases who have absolutely no mind and no understanding of a gun and never have been raised around them should have a background check. They've said it before. Not in those words, but they've said, yes, they want background checks. I want background checks on nutballs, okay? I was raised around guns. I know what to do. But the fact of the matter is there are people out there who just want to say, screw it, we're going to do this anyway. We're going to abolish the Second Amendment because we need to get rid of the guns. No, you need to do the common sense thing and do the background checks on these people who are on drugs, pharmaceutical drugs given to them either in the schools without the parents' permission or by the parents who think that the schools are right in saying that their kid has some sort of developmental, disability that has caused them to be slow in school. No. Number one, we need to kick Big Pharma out of here. We need to look at exactly what it is that has caused these people to go full goose bozo on other people, grab a gun, and go shoot people. There's a whole plethora, a whole variety of things that should be, in my humble opinion, should be the forefront of this debate. Not just, well, we got a gun and we have to ban them. Really? New York State is looking to ban guns. Yeah, like that's ever going to happen. Like the citizens of New York, the patriots up there are going to allow this to happen. You want to see a civil war? Yeah, Governor Cuomo and Mayor Bloomberg, you go ahead and you ban those guns. You just abolish the Second Amendment. Go ahead. It's a state's issue. I understand that completely. You go ahead and ban those semi-automatic and automatic weapons and ban handguns and ban a way for people to protect themselves. I guarantee you'll see another civil war in the state of New York. Trust me. I say another one because they had one in the 1800s. So yeah, people aren't going to allow their guns to be taken away from them at all. And if you think it's going to be easy, Mr. President, think again. Take a little page out of the history book of the British Empire and the British Army trying to take our guns away back in the 1700s. Yeah, didn't work out so well for them, did it? So think again. The whole issue stems around, the whole issue should be basically looking at pharmaceutical drugs, looking at, all this, what's causing these people to do this, where, criminals don't obey gun laws. They break into homes, steal the guns, like the Journal News has put up all those homes where there are guns, and there is news out now that those homes are being broke into and those guns are being stolen. So Journal News should be criminally liable for anything that happens after that because they facilitated an event which could cause or has caused a major event. So they should be held criminally liable. That's my humble opinion. Whether they can be under the law, who knows? But this whole gun issue is basically a moot point on every side. We need to literally look at how our kids are being, or what our kids are being taught, how they're being taught, if there's, pharmaceuticals involved, and all that. And we need to take that into consideration. But it's a moot point because of the fact that we have a Second Amendment, and that Second Amendment stands. It's a protection not for the hunters, no. It's a protection for us, we the people, against them, a tyrannical government in Washington, D.C. That's what our founding fathers put that in there for. Now, regardless of what you believe, regardless of what you want, regardless of whatever stance you take on this so-called gun issue, a gun control issue, you're going to be wrong every single time. Why? It's a moot point. It's rhetorical. There's no need for any debate, any gun control issues to be put on the table in Washington, D.C., because we have a Second Amendment. Period. People better understand that and get their heads out of their butts, because they have to understand Washington, D.C. and the tyrannical regime that controls controls this administration needs to understand that if they go after our guns, they're going to see another civil war, period. That's going to be it. But see, they already know that, and that's why they're lining up foreign troops on American soil to take our guns away from us. You didn't know that? Go look it up. It's all over the place. It's in CBS News from a couple of years ago. It's in Reuters. It's in Associated Press, New York Times. Yeah. There's Saudi troops, Pakistani troops, Israeli troops, all here in the U.S. training, quote unquote, training for what? Those troops don't follow U.S. doctrine. They follow the United Nations Charter. Small Arms Treaty, Arms Trade Treaty, UN. Hillary Clinton tried to push that through in the UN and blah, blah, blah. And they're still talking about that, by the way. So wake up, folks. Gun control is not about anything other than banning and abolishing the Second Amendment. That's all it is. Pierce Morgan is wrong. He's an idiot. He needs to go back and face the music as a criminal. Yeah, that'll be the end of him. But it just goes to show that a lot of people just absolutely positively do not know the real issue. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't get the memo. Was I supposed to be politically correct? No. I just don't get it. Okay? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why people really want to push the issue of gun control. I mean, the core issue. I understand on the surface it's a knee-jerk reaction. I understand that. But I don't, the core of these people and their mindset, why do they want gun control? Oh, because we don't want to see another Newtown, Connecticut thing happening. Really? Then get rid of gun-free zones and you won't. I'm all for it. Hey, I'm raising my hand. I'm all for teachers and principals and school officials being armed. I'm all for anyone 16 and above in high school being armed. Okay, why? So another Newtown, Connecticut situation won't happen. By the way, By the way, go back in the 1800s, maybe earlier than that, 1820s, maybe the late 1700s. Weren't 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds armed? Didn't they carry a gun? Didn't Dad teach them the right way? Didn't Mom teach them the right way? You know what I'm saying? Okay? Do I believe that gun control is a state issue? Yes, I do. I also believe that the states are being buffaloed and BS is being shoved into their legislatures by Washington, D.C., by all these false flag events to tell the states, well, see, now you have to sign on to us because you guys can't deal with it. Oh, believe me, I live in Nevada. It's an open carry state, and I do. So I don't want to hear any more crap from you so-called debunkers out there that say, well, we shouldn't have a Second Amendment. That was back then. They had bayonets and flintlocks and long rifles. Shut up. Just shut your damn mouth because you have no idea what you're talking about. Okay? Show me chapter and verse that you do know what you're talking about, and I'll retract that statement. But until then, no. You don't know what you're talking about. Send all your hate mail to me if you'd like. I would appreciate it. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. Liberty and Freedom Network at USA.com. There's a lot of stuff coming down the line. And I'm just trying to tell you, hey, like I said before, I put up articles on Liberty and Freedom Network. I put up articles on my own, Facebook page. Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. My own, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce on Facebook. And I put up articles and stuff like that. And I comment on them and I make my opinions on them. And I look at them and I go to the links that are in there, and I check those out as well. And I'm doing all that. And I'm giving my opinion. Am I right or wrong? No, I'm not. But obviously your knee-jerk reaction to what I'm saying gives me the impression that you know more than I do, which, of course, I can poke holes in every theory you have. Because guess what? It's only my opinion. Can I prove everything I say? About 98.5% of the time, yes. Because it's all right there in the links, and you just got to keep digging, and it's right there. It's all right there in front of your eyes, and if you fail to see it, well, I'm going to go to a little break. I shall return. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show. I am your host, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce. I hope you can stick around for a few more minutes. Catch me on The Views Express Live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. That is from 1984 by George Orwell. Do you really want to know what's going on? Come listen to The Views Express, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Only on the Liberty and Freedom Network.
Samo Radio, playing music for free so you can listen longer. Samo.
It's the 5 o'clock drive with Samo.
Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What's on your mind? Chances are it's on their mind too. Check out Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show. Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Only on Spreaker.com. Yes, this is the Wayne S. Pierce Show. I'm glad you're here. I am. enough of the gun control issue. Other knee-jerk reactions, basically, are, well, let's just put it this way. There's shows on another network that I listen to, and, well, this is true with a whole bunch of other things, not just what I'm thinking about, but a whole of, people can listen to shows and really, really show their ignorance when they comment. I was during the break, I was looking at comments on Paul Joseph Watson's Facebook page about the Obama lady being on Alex Jones today. You can go to Infowars.com, hit the podcast link, and listen to the show. She's on about an hour and a half into the show, I guess. And I'm just looking at some of the comments here on Paul Joseph Watson's Facebook page, and somebody takes it into a totally different issue about an advertiser, and I'm thinking to myself, is this guy stupid or just plain ignorant of the issue and doesn't want to talk about it? So that's the thing. That's the bottom line. People don't understand the issue, so their knee-jerk reaction is, oh, I hate you because you're for guns. Really? Well, I have a Second Amendment right to protect your First Amendment rights, so there you go. So the knee-jerk reaction on most people is they're going to hate anything, and I know why, because I've studied psychology. It's real simple. Because whatever I say does not fit in your little cookie-cutter world where everything has been designed for you, fit for you, made for you, and that's all you know. You are the product of your environment. Just go back in Basic Psychology 101 and look at it. You are the product of your environment. If you don't know anything else, your knee-jerk reaction is going to be in the total opposition of any change coming toward you, period. End of sentence. Now, take for instance, I'm going to throw an A-B comparison at you. Take for instance, you have, let's use the gun control situation. You have a pro-gun libertarian that says we need to support the Second Amendment. Then you have people like Dianne Feinstein and Harry Reid and President Barack Obama who says, no, we need gun control, which is their code word for abolish the Second Amendment. Because when you look at all their writings, that's what they're looking at, really. They're looking at abolishing the Second Amendment, and that's just what it is. That's coming out of Washington, D.C. The Democrats want to do that, period. And hey, the Republicans are no better. But let's say you have that going on. You've got a pro-gun libertarian and an anti-gun, governmental official that has to toe the line because that's what they do and that's what they're paid to do. Your conflict is going to be not at trying to convince one or the other of your stance and go to your side. That's not the issue. When you lay out in front of anybody the Constitution and the Bill of Rights of the United States of America, they're not going to be able to argue it at all, period. They're not going to be able to argue it. Well, states' rights. The corruption goes from Washington, D.C. into the states through, you guessed it, through different programs where the states say, well, our taxes will do this and help us build our roads. And we can do more if the government were to give us, if Washington, D.C. were to give us X amount for our road projects. There you go. You're being blackmailed by Washington, D.C. Every single state has to come in line with what their philosophies are or suffer the consequences, which is lack of funds. There's this little thing in the Bill of Rights called the 10th Amendment, and people are using it, nullifying the NDAA, nullifying Obamacare. They are doing it. So this whole gun issue, if you had one person on one side and one person on the other side, your conflict is not, how do I convince this person that this is good? Your conflict is with the Constitution, period. And if you cannot stand on that as a rule of law, pack your bags, move to China. Pack your bags, move to Russia. Pack your bags and move to Mexico. Because, communism, socialism, hey, come on. There are only two brands of the same, there are two types of the same brand of totalitarianism. So why don't you just drop everything that you have and say, I don't like America? Why don't you just fess up and say, I don't like America, I'm moving out. I'm going to go to Russia, I'm going to go to China, I'm going to go to Mexico, I'm going to go someplace. I don't have to put up with this crap. Why don't you just admit to yourself that you failed and that you don't understand the issues and just move the hell out, because we don't want you. Well, you talk about the First Amendment and everybody has a right and all that. Yes, I do. And you said that it's not about convincing anybody. Yes, I did. But here's the bottom line. No matter what myself or many other people put in front of you and show you the truth with the facts to back it up, you're still going to be obstinate and arrogant and ignorant and stubborn and say you don't want to believe it. Some people would tell me, well, that's how you are. You don't like anybody else's opinion. When did I ever say that? Well, you get all bent out of shape when somebody has a differing opinion than you. What part of opinion do you not understand? I mean, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I'm kind of, I'm over here, giving my opinions on stuff. And you're over there criticizing me for something you don't understand? Yeah. Not going to say a word there because you already know. And over at dictionary.com, type in opinion and it will say there's 5 different meanings, according to dictionary.com. A belief or judgment that rests on grounds insufficient to produce complete certainty. That's the first one. Number 2, a personal view, attitude, or appraisal. Do you know what appraisal is? Number 3, the formal expression of a professional judgment, i.e., to ask for a second medical opinion. Number 4, law. The formal statement by a judge or court of the reasoning and the principles of law used in reaching a decision of a case. 5, a judgment or estimate of a person or thing with respect to character, merit, etc., i.e., to forfeit someone's good opinion. And its origin is between 1250 and 1300. It's Old French. It's Latin. Derivative of to opine. It's a stem of opinio. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm not French. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. Derivative of opinionary, or to opine. Okay? Just saying. Okay? Just saying. So when I give my opinion of the articles, and when I give my opinion on certain issues. I'm neither wrong nor right. It's just what I see. It's a perspective. But when I give my opinion and I back it up with facts and you're telling me I'm wrong, or anybody telling me, anybody else, not just me, if you tell somebody else they're wrong because they have an opinion, oh what, it doesn't fit in your little cookie cutter world of designed little things that work for you? Well, I don't know. I can go on and on and on about that, but I won't, because it gets redundant, number one, and it really doesn't prove anything, because it's an opinion. Hello. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll be back after this little 30-second Spreaker break. I'm back. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce right here for the Wayne S. Pierce Show. How are you doing? If you just joined me, talking about knee-jerk reactions. And I got a special message to some folks out there. We all have knee-jerk reactions. We all do. Doesn't matter. Somebody can call you on the phone and call you a name, whatever. It doesn't matter. We all have knee-jerk reactions. We all have certain things that happen to us, and we all react in visceral ways, aka knee-jerk reaction. But there are some times you got to sit back and say, is it worth reacting? Now, I was listening to a couple of shows. Actually, I was listening to part of a show, to be totally honest with you, and they took a clip of my show and they say I melted down. Not so much melted down, but don't they understand that there is, that if somebody is trying to take your rights away and trying to, pull you to their side without you volunteering to go or whatever, or anything, I don't care. Somebody comes into your house and drinks your milk and then walks out without, saying hello or goodbye. Could be anything. Could be anything. And if people don't get pissed about that, then, I don't know. I was pissed. Now, this particular person who took a clip from my show and said I melted down, we talked, we emailed, blah, 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 talked all that. Everything's worked out. Water under the bridge. Great. I love it. Because of the fact the person was respectful to me when I confronted him about that. So that was a cool thing. Awesome. Thumbs up, virtual high five to that person. Awesome. I like that. That is so cool. It shows that you have character. Now, there's a couple of other people. I'd say a couple, but I'm sure there's more. Who take clips from shows, different shows, play them, make fun of them, and go from there. And they call it entertainment. No, you know what I call it? Immature BS is what I call it. They're grown adults acting like junior high students. Okay, remember when you used to go pull crap, and do this at school? You remember, we all did that crap, didn't we? But they're full-grown adults crapping on people's shows, punking them, making fun of them. And you know what? That tells me a hell of a lot about their character. I don't care who does it. That tells me a lot about their character and about their morals. And I, frankly, am done with it. So in terms of this subject, the knee-jerk reactions, my first reaction was, I got to say something about this. I did, but then censored myself along the way and then pulled back and thought about it just a little bit. And I went, you know what? I'm not going to allow their ignorance to influence my intelligence. And therefore, I'm not going to lower myself down to their level of ignorance. Because if they want to play, if anybody, I don't care who it is, could be Howard Stern for all I care. If they want to play these junior high school games and think it's entertainment and make fun regardless of what their disclaimer says, you know what? You've already shown me that your character is a lot less than you give it. You don't have character, in other words. You have no resolve within yourself to try to be creative or innovative. Now, that could be anybody, not just the people I'm thinking of. Could be anybody. I don't care who it is. Could be the best musician in the world. But then when he comes out and treats people like crap, what are you going to say? It's like the actors out of Hollywood who want gun control and basically want to ban guns, or who make movies with guns shooting them off. How hypocritical is that? That kind of crap. It's in the same vein. So I thought about it all morning, and I thought, well, should I just do a show tomorrow and come on and talk about this? No, I thought, you know what, this is too important. I'm going to get this out there. It's a knee-jerk reaction to a lot of things, so I'm going to mention a couple of things. I'm going to put it out there. And basically, the bottom line for me is that, you know what, I'm not lowering myself down to anybody else's level of ignorance. If they want to stay in those junior high school mindsets and play games and punk people and do this, and they call it entertainment, I don't watch Jackass. I never watched Punk with Ashton Kutcher. I've never watched any shows like that because of the fact it's not entertainment. It is a bunch of bull crap. Period. Oh, I don't care. I did a show last night, the Unnamed Show, and I mentioned a few things. And we were at the last hour. Brian Keller was in the chat room, and we were just talking and laughing and enjoying the show. But I know for a fact they're going to take some clips from there. I know for a fact they're going to take clips from here. Let me give you guys a message. And it's this. It's time to take off your diaper and put on your big boy pants and get a little maturity in you. I'm not going to get involved with your stupid, insane jealousy or your inane little junior high school pranks, because you people are pathetic. Radio Wars my ass. I'm ending it right now. I'm done. You are at the bottom level of everything I would ever call decent, only because of the fact that you have shown your character on your shows by doing things and performing little things and all that make me question your entire show and your character and morals. If you don't care, that just shows me you're heartless. So I'm making this decree right now. Never again will I ever mention any other show that does that, or those two people I'm thinking of right now. One of those people has a decent heart, so I'm glad there's some, there's a balance there, but still being involved in a show like that, I just don't get it. So my decree is this. From now on, I will not ever deal with anybody like that. Now, if you want to email me and you want to talk to me about it like one other person did, and I have a great deal of respect for that person because they emailed me and we talked through email, of course. And I respect that person for bringing, their view of that to me, and I was fine. I don't virtual high five to that person. You want to email me about anything, No question is off limits. Free America Radio at USA.com. Free America Radio at USA.com. That's it. I'm done. I've stepped out of the arena, let's say, metaphorically speaking. I've stepped out of the arena, and you guys can play all the games you want. I really don't care. Have a nice day. Hey, come to my show, The Views Expressed, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's broadcasted live on Spreaker at Spreaker.com. You can go to the website, Liberty and Freedom Network website. You can go to freeamericaradio.wix, that's WIX.com/The Views Expressed. I'm there. I'm not on the website because there's a chat room there. I'm not on the website. If you want to chat with me, I got the Spreaker chat, and you can chat with me there. Things do plan. I do plan on changing things, actually. Things are changing, and I will have more time on the website in that chat room because, well, Spreaker hasn't figured out that we want a different chat box to be able to see who's coming and going. So I go to my website, and I know who's coming and going. So, and we go from there. But anyway, that's freeamericaradio.wix.com/The Views Expressed. It is a show about, well, basically, I see articles. I post them on Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. I dig through them a little bit. I tell you about them. I read them to you. And then I give my opinion. And that's pretty much it. And then I talk about how we can protect ourselves from the New World Order that George H.W. Bush talked about in Congress in 1991. So, and I give you all that. And I will continue to do that. Also, you can go check out That Radio Show with Nick Larson, Fridays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com. You can also check out Brian Keller and his show, Just BK, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern on Spreaker.com as well. And you can come check out a couple of other shows. Yes, I host The Unnamed Show with Laura Clemens. That's Sundays at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I host Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show, usually on Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And I have this show, the Wayne S. Pierce Show. And I have some other ones. But I will see you later today on the Views Express Live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com.